my wife, she's a teacher and she comes home and she vents a lot. And I'm a man, I want to fix stuff.
Yeah.
She said, honey, I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to listen and understand.
So now you are not playing much anymore, right? Or at all?
Yeah, I'm not playing at all anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know that you are with your We Are One movement, all right? Can you explain what that's all about? Where did that come from? Like, what was your inspiration?
Yeah, man, I just saw a huge need. And if you know anything about Toby Mac Diversity, the name of the band is very intentional. It's to bring basically a diverse culture into a predominantly white CCM industry. Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to. So Toby's very strategic in getting different shades of faces out there on the stage with him. And I, along with Toby, then kind of taking that torch, man. It's always been like a call on my life, is to unite people and to show that, we're better together than we are separate. So I just felt like 8 years ago, I need to be speaking about this. And Toby gave me his platform, which is very generous. Thank you, T. Mm-hmm. 6 years ago. And man, I did it afraid, and I'm still doing it afraid. And the good Lord is really blessing it. So it came a time where I was like, okay, it's just time for the next step, because with the culture, with our little individual cultures within our country, with our fan base, they're just showing through their support that it's needed, man. So coming up with 2020 elections and, mm-hmm. All that stuff, if you don't have racial issues, it can be preventative maintenance. And if you do, we just give you healthy options to see the perspective of Jesus, that he created us all to complete, not to compete. Yeah. So that's my message, man. I just get people just to see, we have to stop focusing on the many little minors that we let divide us and focus on the one major that unites us. And that's love, man.
It's, when you look at the news, I almost hate looking at news nowadays. Absolutely. It doesn't matter where you're getting it from, because you're going to get a bias from one, a bias from the other. I've done 13 years in a classroom as a teacher. And over the years, I saw just how mindsets have begun to shift. And I feel like in today's generation, we have a generation that is fed purely by social media. That's where they get all of their facts. That's where they get their societal issues. And so, I don't know, it's almost like we're so shallow right now. And it's almost like we're fickle in the sense that we don't know what we're standing for. We're standing for something, but ask me about it, I can't even tell you, right? And so, I feel like we need a lot more people like yourself standing up. And I don't know 100% the details of your message, but can you share some of that right now?
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. I just really call people to call to action. That I use this thing, just an example, I use this thing called kingdom over culture. Yeah. Like I say, culture, and what is your culture? Your culture is whatever you identify yourself with: race, religion, political stance, your family. But I encourage people this. I say, if your culture is causing you to hate anyone for any reason, then put down your culture. And together, let's pick up the kingdom. And picking up the kingdom says this: the biggest commandment of all time, love and serve your neighbor as yourself. So I get us to find common ground and to show that we can do this thing together. I was on a tour bus for 17 years with all different races. And if we can do it on a little bubble, going down, running up the highways and, all kind of flights for 17 years, we can do it, but we all have to be very intentional. And I'll say this too, man, a lot of times these days, we listen to hurry up and reply, meaning clap back. Right. Instead of listening to really try and understand each other. A big difference. When you try to get up, when you're committed to understanding each other, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
When you put yourself in someone else's shoes, me and yours and mine, oh my gosh, Alvin, that is the game changer,
Yeah.
man. But not replying back to clap back, but really responding and listening to try to understand. It's funny, quick story. My wife, I love her heart. Leslie, baby, I love you. But every once in a while, she comes home and she's a teacher. So bravo to you. I commend you, my brother. She's a teacher and she comes home and she vents a lot. And I'm a man, I want to fix stuff.
Yeah.
She said, honey, I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to listen and understand.
Absolutely, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just listening to try to get an understanding.
Well, so you're looking at society, right?
Yes.
We're not a microwave. We're not a thing that just popped in the microwave oven and happened today. And so when we look at generational issues, race is a generational issue.
Yes.
And love, which would be part of that response to change the issues that we see. But it's interesting when you look at subject A, okay, a boy, a girl, an adult, whatever person that you're looking at, and you see an issue with that person and you see the way that they're perceiving another culture, right? And you start asking the question that we should ask is, where did that start from, right? And I think some people don't even know where it started from. Like I know in teaching in a classroom, I would see certain dynamics play out. But I always tried to see that person like, okay, I understand that they have this issue they're dealing with, but I got to see the roots. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not always their fault.
Yes.
And so how do you feel like as a culture, we can dig deeper to not have what you just said, like the clap response? Like, I know you said it starts with listening, right?
Yes.
How do we run deeper to hit these issues? Because I feel like, this is not going to change the whole state of our society in this one conversation. But even if somebody's watching right now, if that can open up the minds for somebody, maybe it can translate to somebody else. You know?
Absolutely. I would say this, and this is the core of the message that I speak. We have to love each other to wholeness instead of judging each other away from wholeness. Just have to give everyone an opportunity, not judgment, man. We're so quick to judge each other, whether it's race, religion, sexual preference. That's not our job. If you really dig deep, it's funny, man. Billy Graham, I love this quote. He says, the Holy Spirit's job is to convict. God's job is to judge. We were made to love. That's it, man. That's it. We can't save anyone, but we are called to plant seeds of love. And that's my mission, man. When you look at the greatest example I've ever seen is through this book, the best book of all time, the Bible. And Jesus said this, I love what he said. Well, Jesus had the best marketing plan. Before he spoke a word about the word of God, he met people exactly where they were at. He met their needs. You meet a need, you have a follower for life. But not a follower for you, but a follower for the kingdom. And that's just my mission, man. Simplified. It's not all this stuff. Just love people. Walk away and let it fall wherever it falls.
Right.
It's simple to me, man. I don't know, a lot of times we're trying to get people to come to our side. If you really want to pick a side, we're all called because we were made to love. That's the side we all need to take. Really listening and hearing each other out and serving each other. So that's not for everyone, but that's for me,
And I think talking about in the religious sector, right? If churches learned to do that more, and not to just be a silo, right? So it's like, here's my congregation and we believe this certain thing, or we prefer this kind of music. Then you go to the church down the street and they prefer this kind of music. And it's almost like if we would learn to come together, how much more powerful and of an impact could we make to the society and to the community that's around us?
Yes.
Instead of just being silo and silo and silo. Dude, I think it's powerful what you're doing, man. And have you seen, or not seen, but what have you heard, maybe testimonials from the people that are hearing your speeches when you go out to speak?
Oh man, too many testimony. I mean, probably thousands upon thousands of emails I get of people saying, "Thank you for saying the stuff that our pastors won't address. We don't know why. Thank you for seeing love. Thank you for, as you present your message, it doesn't sound like it's hate message. It sounds like it's a call to action. I can really get behind that. And thank you just for loving and serving us well, because that's what I love to do for the past, man, since I've been out there playing, even with Ben Tankard, for 26 years, I would always go to the lobbies of the venue and just love on people and see people coming in. Because it helps me get my mind right, just to see the expectancy on people's faces. It helps me not to take a night off. So now I've been doing that now for 26 years. It just helps me to get in the right mode. Like, I'm here to serve these people. And it's funny, man. They think I'm there to bless them, but they're always blessing me. That's how it works. That's how it works.
And I wish more people would have that mindset. Like, so we feel blessed or fortunate to have a gig and to be doing this, but sometimes we forget, like, we get caught up into the whole thing, like, I met my dream. I'm making a living doing this. But why are you making a living doing this? Like, are you making a difference while you're making your living? Like, it is an honor that you get to do what you're doing. But I think even with this forum here, it's about encouraging people to change their mindsets. Like, if you're going to go out and pursue something, like, pursue it, but have the right mindset behind it.
Yes.
Because it's so powerful. I remember exactly what you're saying right now. You told me that one time. And I saw you in action numerous times, going out and shaking people's hands. And it means the world for somebody that's coming and paying to see you play.
Absolutely.
And here they are right next to you, just being a normal human being.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes, man, it's just worthwhile to break down the barrier of the stage.
Yeah.
And become that healthy bridge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ivan, that's what I live for. I love, because they're giving me energy. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, we're all one in this thing. If they're not coming out supporting it, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
If I don't have a job, they're not coming out supporting it. So we're all one in this thing to help encourage and lift each other up, man. And I think that's just a very healthy mindset to have, is we're just all here and we're all one in this thing, helping to share our stories through life and navigate through this thing that we call life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.